Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly episode 30th December 2020. Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Palace Marketing, rehumanizing your marketing experience. It is the final week of 2020, and with it, a lot of hopes and dreams that 2021 will be far better than what it is now. Seeing that 2020 is quite a low bar to set, I am pretty sure 2021 will hopefully be better. Hopefully. In any case, let's go to our news. Honk is a chat app that might give some of us PTSD. PTSD to millennials and Gen Yers, Xers. Yeah. So Gen Zs don't know this, but we used to have a lot of features in chat apps that this new app is raving about. It's called Honk. And it's a chat app that sells real-time ephemeral messaging. We all know ephemeral. Snapchat created it, right? It's the part where you text and then right after someone reads it, it disappears. But real-time, yes. Messages appear as they are being typed out. For those who are old enough to remember this, including all the typos and pauses and all the deletes as well. The real-time feature also extends to the ability to nudge a person to get their attention. Reminds us older people of ICQ, a messaging platform that we used decades ago. Yeah, it is decades ago. When I wrote this, I was like 10, 20, damn. There is a reason why these features are not brought over to other chat apps today. They're annoying and intrusive. Okay, imagine this. When you're chatting with someone, right? You get to see all the typos that they write, everything that they delete, how long they take to write something. It is so difficult. There is no privacy on how to construct a message. Honk said that this brings back the days of actually like the real conversation. It connects people more to real-time conversations rather than you send something, you have to construct it properly and then you send it so people don't really know how much, like what goes through in your head while you're writing that response. And it also brought back the ability to nudge. Nudging means, like, let's say once you send a text, you hit nudge and it will send a notification or maybe a ping to that recipient. In the case of ICQs back then, it was like when you have a ton of windows in your computer. We used to use computers. We never had mobile devices back then. So when you're doing other stuff, when someone nudges, it actually brings that window all the way to the front. And it has this little bell sound. It's actually quite annoying if people misuse it. I had a friend who likes to misuse this feature. And God, I hated it. And him. In any case, Honk wants to bring back all these things in order to create a more real-time conversation, real-time chat feature. And they're targeting to Gen Zers because Gen Zers have never experienced this before. And there are many other mini features and functions that this app brought from many other chat apps as well. Perhaps it's the sum of all parts that will convince the majority of Gen Zers to use, and eventually older ones as well. Because all the old people want to be hip and young, so wherever the young ones go to, the old ones will want to go there as well. But from where I stand, it is a highly competitive landscape. It's a very competitive sphere. And Honk have absolutely almost no substantial competitive advantage. It takes a lot of good timing and I don't know, probably marketing budget and everything in order to get this to replace what everybody else is using right now. There's so many apps, there's so many messaging apps around. And just by all these features alone, I don't think is enough to get people leaving where they are to go to Honk. Telegram brings monetization plans. As the platform reaches 500 million active users, it is planning to start monetizing. The company, reaching its 7-year mark, has been personally funded by founder Pavel Durov thus far. He said that a project this size will require a few $100 million a year to stay operational. The project will begin showing ads in one-to-many chat channels via its ad platform. Unlike other chat platforms, Telegram behaves a lot like social media platform where many users would join a chat group or a channel, usually hosted by an organization or a club. This became a norm because Telegram was the first chat platform to be able to handle the most members per channel. I think they can do 100,000, if I'm not wrong. Whereas all the other chat rooms are a lot more personal. Durov, being a loud critic of WhatsApp's privacy invasive ways, says that Telegram will run ads while respecting the privacy of all users, and ads will not run on one-to-one channels, which means that if you're chatting with one person or a small little group, ads will not appear there. They will also consider selling premium stickers where creators get a portion of profits. Durov went on to say that Telegram will never be sold off to another larger social media platform, like what happened to WhatsApp. The world needs a standalone platform that doesn't only care about the investors' bottom line, but also the users, but the users instead. I'm quite interested to find out how Telegram is able to target ads to specific channels. Okay, so one way of doing it, I'm just over my head, is maybe if the channel is talking about certain interests, so then based on that interest, the ads will appear. And I suppose most channels will be based on interest and habits and all, and hobbies and all that kind of stuff. If not, then it would be a bit more difficult. Maybe it's just organizational ones. Well, that organization has a theme as well, so yeah, that makes sense. I guess this will work. Yeah, so we will wait and see how Telegram does this. I mean, a few hundred million a year. This guy's got money, right? In any case, Apple's response to Facebook should be emulated by all leaders. Over the past few weeks, Facebook has been quite loudly criticizing Apple for enabling a feature that allows all its users to block all of Facebook's apps from tracking them. This is an opt-in feature, which means that if the user doesn't manually turn it on, which most will not, Facebook's apps will not be allowed to collect user data off of iOS devices. Facebook claims that this will make it harder for them to track user behavior, which will make their ads less effective, which ultimately makes the ads more expensive for small businesses to afford, especially during the 2020 COVID and all that kind of stuff. And Facebook was very aggressively running a lot of ads on campaigns everywhere. Every single time you turn on Facebook and go into Ads Manager, the pop-up comes up. On Instagram, the pop-up comes up just to remind us who the culprit is. So Tim Cook of Apple went on to Twitter and published this tweet, and I quote, "We believe users should have the choice over the data that is being collected about them and how it's used. Facebook can continue to track users across apps and websites as before. App tracking transparency in iOS 14 will just require that they ask your permission first." There is no angry reply, no lashing back at Facebook's incessant attempt at putting Apple at a bad spot, just a simple and objective response. I could list some world and company leaders who may be able to learn from this way of communication from Tim Cook. In any case, let's go back to the response by Twitter. So Tim Cook says things like, Facebook can still continue to track users across apps and websites as before. This transparency will just require they ask for permission. So that is indirectly saying, no, Facebook, you cannot track iOS users. It is a nice way of saying it because it lets us give the control. I mean, who in the right mind will give control to, if given the ability to turn on and off, would actually give control to Facebook to track us? A lot of the data that we use, I mean, for people in parts of the world who are running on limited mobile data, do you know that most of the data that is on your that used on your monthly basis is actually sucked up by Facebook and all its apps on tracking? If you were to turn this off, imagine how much data you can save. I'm very interested to try this out. Moving on, you may hate Instagram Shop tab, but it's helping millions. Yes, it is annoying that Instagram placed the Shop tab at the very spot where Activity tab should be, the one where the heart is. Essentially, the company moved the most used tab from the hottest real estate to a spot where people hardly reach for, the top right, and replacing it with its shop tab. Personally, I never went into the tab more than 5 times because, well, it doesn't matter to me. But for millions of small businesses, this little change helped them survive, especially during the tough 2020. Instagram Shop tab was one of the many steps the company is taking to turn the platform from image sharing to shopping. And the company has been working hard to bring all the features to convert users down the marketing funnel, all the way from awareness to lead generation to conversion, all that kind of stuff. There is one final piece that they still have not done, which is the checkout, where Facebook intends to incorporate with Facebook Pay. That, as we know, will take a while since many countries are making it hell for Facebook to implement. Facebook isn't exactly a very trusted company around the world, and introducing Facebook Pay will jeopardize the country's sovereignty in terms of monetary strength and positioning, and a lot of countries are not ready to jump on this yet. Alright, so that's all for Social Media Weekly this week. Social Media Weekly podcast available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Social Media Weekly episode 30th December. Have a happy New Year celebration, but stay safe and away from major crowds. See you next week. Au revoir.